Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Pets, and this is today's Ask Alan. We are super pleased with how it is going, because not just people asking questions, more to do with the fact that actually the answers are helping so many people, and even the people that don't ask the question. So if you have got a question, make sure you ask it, because it's not just going to help you, it's going to help loads and loads of people as well. So we're going to get to the questions very, very soon. It's been super busy in the shop. The hot weather has spurred a few questions, plus we've got some regular questions that we get asked all the time, so a really, really great episode for you. Question number one is asked by Rachel, and it's possibly the most asked question we get, and it's can I mix kibble with raw? And the short answer is definitely yes. So we have a lot of customers mixing kibble with raw. What you have to do is make sure it's grain free, make sure it's nice and high in meat, at least 50% meat, and ideally zero white potato as well. I won't go into the complicated side of it, but definitely you can, and lots of people are mixing kibble with raw with no issue at all. It used to be people said you can't, and you'll still find stuff online that people say you can't, but I guarantee we have lots and lots of people who feed it, and the dogs get on very well, sometimes better when they're just fed raw, so it's well worth considering. Question two was asked by Nancy. Will raw make my dog aggressive? This is a question we used to get asked all the time. If I go back 10-12 years ago when we first started, it was very, very common for people to think that dogs will go aggressive if they're fed raw meat. Now we serve around about 4,000 or 5,000 dogs on a regular basis. We've been doing it for 10 to 12 years. It has never happened. We have never had that happen with a dog, so really don't be concerned about it. I know it is a common thing that some people consider, but it is something that has never happened. We have never come across it before, so don't worry about that. Thanks for the question, Nancy. Question three, how should I defrost raw and how long does it take? There's obviously two questions in that. Ideally we're defrosting raw in the fridge, and every manufacturer of raw, including ourselves, would recommend you defrost it in the fridge, so you're defrosting it nice and slowly. How long it takes, I'll grab, so we've got a 500 gram here and we've got a kilo here, and you can see there's a big difference in how long it will take to defrost, just purely down to size. So this is going to take a lot longer. A lot of people will defrost this overnight, about 24 hours to defrost. This can take a bit longer, so you might get away with 12 hours on this, or you'd probably be looking at 24 hours, if not longer, in the fridge for this. So that's how long it will take. So you have to be a bit prepared, but once you get into the swing of it, you take out one from the freezer, you take the one from the fridge and feed it, and the one from freezer straight into the fridge. Simple, easy to do. Question four is asked by Dan. Thank you for the question, Dan. When should I change my puppy from puppy raw food to adult raw food? Now, there's a little bit of a caveat to this question, because there are some manufacturers out there where the puppy is exactly the same as the adult. There is no difference. So in which case you can just feed the adult. There's no real difference between them. And a lot of people will feed adult raw food from puppy stage. And there's some manufacturers, like ourselves, who don't produce a puppy food at all. So you have to feed a different amount, but you can feed the adult from a very early stage. If you're feeding a puppy food, some of the manufacturers mince them slightly different or have slightly different ingredients, and your puppy's getting on well, then you're looking at changing from puppy to an adult food around about 10, 11, 12 months, something like that. So there isn't a definitive time. Your dog will probably tell you, but if there's no difference between the foods, then you can change whenever you like. And that concludes all the questions for Ask Alan this week. So make sure you get your questions in for next week. What we're finding is we're getting lots and lots of questions come in, but we try and make them apt to the time. So we've got a few questions there to do with hot weather. So we try and make the questions suit the time. So make sure you get your questions in and we will answer them. Thanks for watching. See you soon.